My eyes are watering again today. I think it's because it's nice and spring-like. Back in Los Angeles, now it's warm and sunny again. It's so weird. Mother Nature is not happy with this. Now you can pin messages to the top. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to JLJ this morning, live. I'm James Lott Jr.'s. I'll let you guys come on in before I start ranting and raving. Oops. That fell. My little notes. Hello, everybody. Come on in. The water is fine. I'm sure it's notifying you all I'm here. So before I come on, you guys come on, do your thing. I just conditioned my hair today. I washed yesterday, conditioned today. It feels good. So I wait for you guys to come on before I start talking. JLJ this morning live is on all the streaming platforms on audio, and it's also on video at JLJ Media. That coffee is really good this morning. I'm finishing up my fall blend coffee. Finishing that up. Follow me on Patreon. Get all kinds of behind the scenes dish on Patreon. James Lott Jr. $5, $10, $15, $20. You'll get some stuff, kids. New songs, new videos, everything. Things I don't post anywhere else. You'll get it. You'll get it. So today I was going to go to my mom's and do stuff with her, but I got some work to do. I got some phone calls to make, some work to do. I got work to do. I got work to do. I got a job. Hey. That's why I'm wearing my grocery shirt. I'm also have my Darth Vader mug. So I'm gonna start talking. You guys can watch this later. Come back and watch it later, of course, if you missed the first part. So I don't know about you guys. So when I commit to something, whether it's paid, not paid, volunteer, not volunteer, whatever, when I commit to something, I commit to it. Occasionally, things happen. Yes. For me recently, I've had power issues. But literally at the last minute, the power goes out. And building the metro over here and all this stuff over here, they trip the grid sometimes, and we just have no power. And then there's ain't nothing I can do about it. Like there's nothing I can do about it. Once I was on the show, doing a show, my light blew out. You couldn't see me. I was like, like every once in a while, things do happen. I had an actor not show up for a thing. Turns out she was in a car accident. She actually showed us the car accident. I was like, dang, thank God she got out alive. We love it. Another, I won't say client, another actor couldn't make it because she was in the hospital and actually showed stuff. I mean, I need to prove I didn't believe them, but he actually showed us and said, see, this is why I didn't show up, and told me the whole story. So that, those things, there's sometimes emergencies do happen. Sometimes things do happen. But other than that, I can't today. So it came up. Always I have to work today. It's always wonder. Well, yes, I have to say this too. In LA, they have a thing called rush jobs. There are some jobs that you are called in that day for work later that day. So it does happen too sometimes. I want to make sure I say all that because before I start ranting, I'll make sure I say all that because that stuff is true. That stuff is true. I had an earthquake once while I was on here with you guys. I mean, things do happen. But here's other stuff. I always just wonder. I'm just wondering the easiest wonder. So I had somebody who didn't show up, who said he could make it. I always do, and Kirsten knows this, I always do, I try to always do a reminder. Even though if I don't remind you, I feel like you should still know. You should be on your calendar somewhere. You should have it somewhere you have to do this. But I do a reminder for the most part, name or form. So if anything needs to come up, it's almost like, if anybody needs to say, what's that saying? If anybody has an objection to this, or speak now for hold your peace. I feel like the day before, it's easier for me to try to work something out than day of. So if you can't make it or something, I can actually work something out. And because there are other people involved, I want to think about their safety and their safety. Think about their feelings, their time, their everything. But no, you so far you're coming. Then the show happens, you don't show up. And what gets me is that you don't answer texts, you don't answer a message, an email, you just disappear. Okay. So I've had to learn to modify. I think it's rude, but I had to learn how to modify. And so I'll do all the scenes without them if we can. And then there's some left over. It's okay. But now what happens is, because I planned this on this being a one session thing, now we got to go all over again, try to find out where you were, get you on board, and then work with the other actors who are in the scenes with you, find another day to do it. So it just becomes a problem. I'm like an assembly line. So all the time. I'm like this, I always got stuff going on. But if one thing in production stops up, it messes everything else. So I was like, okay, but it can be done sometimes. Sometimes it can be done. That's not impossible. So now I reach out right afterwards. I'm like, you weren't there. Hope you're okay. I always say first, I hope you're okay. Because again, if an emergency happens, I'm not gonna start screaming at people. Like, if an emergency happens, it could be an emergency. I mean, it's totally possible, right? Then I said, okay, well, these are new dates. Can you do these? I hear nothing. Why is it 2 days later you get back to me, only to say, yeah, well, I apologize for not making it. Something last minute came up. But I would think, wouldn't you want to really let me know? And I guess for me, I'm like, because it wasn't just about me, it's about the other people in the group. Would I run to you to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Something really did come up. I'm so sorry. I mean, I've had some come to me and tell me that, but like others just like, I could make it this, can we try again? Or give me their timetable all of a sudden. No, it doesn't, I know. What can we do tomorrow morning? I'm like, okay, everybody's not your, the timetable that worked was what we had set. That's the one that worked best for everybody. A lot of folks work during the day. Some work at night, right? So we try to work it out somehow. But a lot of folks work during the day. It seems a lot of folks work during the day. So the nighttime has been the right time. I really like that. And so that's been the best time. So you originally you said you could do it. Okay, so then you couldn't do it. But can we do it Friday morning? No, nobody's available Friday morning. I can ask, and most people are like, no, can't do it. Or Saturday, no, I'm out. I'm like, I'm not available. Because then that's again, now you're cutting into my time of other things. I'm doing other things. That's why I had this here. Do you need me? Yes, I needed you, bitch, at the time I needed you. That's what I needed you. I don't need you on Saturday or Sunday. I needed you Thursday night at 7 p.m. for a show. That's when I needed you. You said you could do it. Everybody said they could do it. That's when I needed you. Now we're trying to find some makeup time. And it's just like that's all like that's what I need. I need more work. I need more work on my plate. Trying to figure, trying to figure this out. So that's or the ones who just don't show up. No phone call, no nothing. They just disappear. I'm like, well, if you choose not to do it anymore, then can you just like let somebody know so I can actually just kind of go instead of just waiting. I give you a couple of days. Instead of me waiting a couple of days to hear from you, that would save you and I both a lot of problems. Just say, James, I'm really busy right now. I've had actors quit in the middle of a show. I think it's again sucks because you started the show and also you're quitting it. I think it's rude, but I rather respect that. I know, okay, I go recast. I go look at something else. Again, that's more work for me because I thought I found the person for the role. So now I got to go out there and go, okay, who can I get to cast? And it's like it's just more work for me, but I'll do it. But at least let me know. Just say, yeah, I can't make it, or that time can't work. Just let me know. Don't tell me all your business. Just tell you got to, and I can go about my business. I had a few others quit on me, and they come back later. Okay, I'm back now. I'm better. Like, but your track record isn't good with me. See, I don't stay mad for long. Like I get mad in a moment because it's just a bother. But I'm so busy, I move on to the next thing, and then I get it done, and I'm done. But I don't forget how you handle yourself is very important. How I handle myself is very important. How we handle ourselves is very important. Whether you think my stuff is important or not, If you don't think my stuff's that important, that shows me a lot. I take all my stuff seriously, with a hint of smiles and giggles, but I take it seriously. And if I was Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Steven Spielberg, would you treat me the same way? Chances are the answer is no. I ain't talking paid. If Oprah Winfrey said, I want you to come on and do a walk-on role, sorry, it's no pay, but you'll get tons of exposure because I'm Oprah Winfrey. I know I do it. I'll be the first one. Yeah, give me a line. I'll do it. George Lucas said, "Come on and do a Star Wars cameo. It's no pay, but you'll get tons of experience. You'll get food and everything. Okay, I'll do it." Because they're huge entities and franchises that literally the Oprah effect is there. Like you literally, this. I mean, it would change your life. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, but you never know who you're working with if they'll blow up or not. I always say I treat all my actors the same because you never know which one will move on to. I was at AfterBuzz TV, and AfterBuzz, several of my co-hosts have blown up into things and are doing wonderful things and are names for themselves. And I love it, and we're still friends. We're still friends, and we still support each other. And I'm always like, "Hey, girl, hey, guy, whatever's going on." You never know which one's going to blow up. We're all one project away from something. I went viral several times last year, and I heard from people I ain't talked to in years. Hey James, hey James. Hey. I'm like, oh, now you want to talk to me and see what I'm doing. Okay, okay, I get it. But you didn't show up to the show I asked you to do last. I'm an elephant. I do not forget. But I won't stay mad. If I see you, I'll say hi to you and talk to you. But there are people I will never hire back. There are folks I will never. I gave them second and third chances, and they disappointed me every single time. And I'm like, I really like you as a person, but you didn't show up for me. And there's one guy who I literally gave him a start. And then he basically gave me an attitude, was like, well, I'm going to stop now. And I'm just going to move on to other stuff. I got too many things going on. And then tried to act like he was going to get some big, because he had a couple of gigs outside that, you start getting little gigs here and there. And he is very talented. But right now, I don't see him doing nothing that's anything spectacular. I'm like, it's everything looks very much, I mean, no, some shade. I am giving some shade, but there's the facts. We're going, if you stayed with me, you never know what could have happened for you. Not to say I'm the right fit for everyone. You give me for one if I'm not the right fit. There's a couple of guys that we weren't the right fit. And I wish them well and good luck to you. But they'll all of a sudden claim me, which some of them did, where you see me on Jimmy Kimmel. That's my buddy. That's the guy I worked with, blah, blah. You don't share any of the stuff that I pointed you were in. You don't care about any of my stuff, but now all of a sudden you care. See, that's what, this is so Hollywood. I'm used to it. I know it's Hollywood. So it doesn't really get me upset. I just go, okay, I know what's going on. Or I had I'm too busy, I can't do anything. And then a month later, I'm bad ready to work. I'm like, I don't trust you. I'm glad you're ready to work. Good for you. I'm not going to hire you. I've moved on because I have to move on. I have so much going on. I can't even. That's one of the great things about being super busy is that I rant on hearing stuff, but I'm just done. After I do it, I'm gone. I'm done. I can't hold on to it. I'm just too busy. I'm like, I got to think of that. I am too busy thinking about the next step, how to make it easier for me. Like today, I have like 4 shows to do today. I got things to do, and usually I stick with the facts. And one of the guys this morning, I literally told him, I said, "You're clear from the series. I had to move on because I'm an assembly line." But he's in another series I need him for. I just said, I need you for this other series coming up. That'll be coming out soon. But you're a grown man in a business that's very about communication, this particular person. Just, sorry, I could do next week. I'm like, I needed you. Yes, I need you this week. I don't need you next week. I recast the role already. I didn't tell him that, but I recast the role and I moved on. I've moved on. And so luckily it's business. Part of it's personal, but it's business for the most part. I had to move on to the next person. And there's one actress that I like her a lot, but she is just like flaked on me several times, has so much drama, and but she's good. And I'm just like, I'm trying to decide if I want to take her back in. Because now all of a sudden she's like, what do you have? What do you have? Like, so you're like hungry. I'm like, I always have projects. And she'll probably be great in one of those two, but do I try to trust again? That's the problem. Deep down, I'm a nice person. I'm also practical. Like, I'm like, this person, when she did show up and when she was great. I had plans for her. I scrapped those plans. You go on Patreon to see my scrap plans, actually. I had another person. I'm like, a great actor on my shows. And we were setting up a session to talk about music. Just didn't show up. I texted. I waited till 7:20. And normally I don't do this. I usually wait 10 minutes. That's it. Because sometimes another thing that happens is here on Zoom or stuff, it takes a while to get on. Sometimes, depending on your Wi-Fi, it could be just like, for me, it took me 13 minutes to get on once. I was just like, I kept trying, but I let people know I'm trying to get on. People usually will send me a text or something. I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on. It's something that can be just painful trying to get on here. It's 2022, folks, and we still can't get good Wi-Fi and shit. But this person, we talked earlier in the day. I said, let's use the same link. We'll just go ahead and do it. And it didn't show up. And I texted you. You didn't answer the text. And then literally, it's a half hour later, we were supposed to meet. And I had moved on. I said, well, I got to move on. So I had a show in a half an hour. So I said, we'll just go get some food together, talk to my brother, do stuff around the house, get back and see my phone. It's like, I'm sorry, I forgot. That's the answer. I forgot. That shows how unimportant I am. If you forgot. Same day. And you came to me wanting this opportunity and you forgot. And so now you're like, well, can we do it tonight? No, I can't do it tonight. I have a live show to do in like 15 minutes. And I'm not going to do it. We can't meet tonight. And well, tomorrow. And I'm like, possibly. That's how your day was going. But I don't know if I can meet today either. I'm like, I had time for you from 7 to 8. That's when I said I could meet you. So now you're going to have to wait until I have time again to do it. That's what I think. It's like, I know you can't always fit into my timetable. That's why I talk to you. I communicate and say, when is the best time for you? So that's up to you to tell me when the best time is. And I usually see a lot in Hollywood, people don't do that. I'm nice. I do it to a point. Most people in Hollywood are like, this is the times that if you want to do it, you got to be here at this time. If you can't do it, we recast. For me, I'm like, oh, no, don't be at my house. This is all too soon. We don't be at my house. This is COVID. Nobody's coming to my house. Not in LA. And I have people from all the country do my shows. I don't know. We don't meet at my house. Not these days, no. But anyways, but it's I set aside this time for you at this time period. That's for this. And that's for you because I'm busy at the next thing to do. And so, but it also just shows me, I just forgot. Wait, how'd you forget? I mean, like it's an insult to me. I'm trying to help you out, and you forgot. It's just like and they're all young. Everybody's younger than I am. So I try to put. I don't want to pull that whole thing. It's these young kids. They just don't understand. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to it must be the actor. It must be the creatives. I always feel like creatives are a different kind of breed of person. Also, right? We think a little differently. But I'm kind of half creative, half business, half education. I know it's 20 halves, but that's the point. As I think with both sides of my brain. But I know a lot of, and I deal with musicians and stuff. A lot of them they have their own spirit, and I can usually work within that, in the creative process. And it's so wonderful in the creative process because when we get together and start doing it, I'll tell you, and Kirsten knows this. When we get together and do this, we had a recording 2 nights ago. Oh my God, for the show. It was hilarious. One of the actors didn't show up. She forgot. and whatever. And she's like kicking herself, whatever. And so and she normally doesn't do this. She normally doesn't do it. So we reschedule it. Now she got a job at the last minute. So I'm like, but either way, we recorded what we could. And it was, oh my God, it was hilarious. And one of the girls could come till later. So I said, we'll record all of you towards the end anyway. We'll go in order. She came in on time. And it was, again, she was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was a great session. Didn't take that long. And we had so much fun in the creative. Like, what if we try this? What if we try that? We had such a great time with it. Oh my God, we were all just laughing. And it was good. Made for good product. It's a Claws the Series spinoff episode. It's a lot of fun. And it's part comedy. And so it's a lot of fun. So yeah. And so one of the actors didn't show up. And so that person, all his scenes have to be done now another time. Like, so yeah. It's crazy, folks. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay, spam risk. So I just don't understand. I just feel like if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I'm there. I'm ready with bells on. Here you go. Everybody doesn't think that way. And everybody's that way. They're not. And folks will just come and go, not answer and answer. I also understand that things change. When I first started the pandemic, everybody was at home. I remember that. And I had all these, everybody was available and we were just running shows. I noticed last year got a little hard, so I get a little harder. So I had to kind of pivot, as we say always on the show, pivot and change and find other ways to do this. And I found some really successful ways to do this. So to record and get people in here. So it's been good. It's been good. But there's times when I am stuck. It's not at the mercy of I'm at the mercy of the actors. So I've been finding ways to get around. So I have certain loopholes to get around certain things to get some stuff done. But to me, I'm here to help you, whether it's music or books or acting or producing or being on a podcast. I'm here for you. I want you. You want some of my exposure. I want to give it. I'll give it to you. If you come to me saying I want to do this, But I said it's always when you see all of a sudden you see like I got some success here and there, and they start kind of coming around. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I needed you then, not now. And it's so predictable. So predictable. So predictable. But I have others who I applaud the ones who do always show up. Happy with bells on. There's another guy I like so much. He keeps just appearing on me. I have no idea what's going on in his life. He just shows up. Don't know what's going on with him. And when he shows up, he's so good. And he's so funny. And he's so good. I don't know. I'm just like, and now he's appeared again. And I was like, oh my God. And I actually messaged him, but he saw it, but didn't say nothing. So I'm like, okay, you say you want to work with me, but I don't know what's going on with you. It's tough, you guys, being a producer. And I'm not the only person going through this. Trust me. My other friends are producers and creators. They're going through it too. So it's not just me. So it's just the industry right now. And we're in a weird time period too, right? I mean, it's a weird time period. I always just say, paid work comes first. Obviously, you got to be paid where you got to work. So that's one thing I always just kind of say. And emergencies. If you have really emergency, but I always wanted the ones when I can't make it today, so you're canceling the day of our session. So I always just wonder, and you don't give me a reason, like you'll go, oh my God, I have to work late today, or I think it's watch the grandkids. It's just, oh my goodness, it's Matt. Hi, handsome Matt. Hello, sir. I think you were the one who gave me that Argentine rub seasoning that I love. I think it was you, because you gave me the teas, but I thought, well, maybe you did give me the seasoning. I don't know, somebody gave me some seasoning, Argentine steak rub seasoning, that I'm in love with it. I use it on all my steak. I thought it was you guys also. But people, I just I want to be there for people. I do. I really do. People ask me to do stuff. I'm there. I am. Sean Kanan and I are doing an event together. He asked me to be part of his event in March. I'm going to be there. I'm going to moderate his event at Barnes and Noble. I'm going to be there with bells on. That's what you do. And when I say come on my show, he comes on my show. Yes, I did. Kirsten, didn't I? Well, no, I didn't say it on the show. I didn't say it on the air. So Texas Rangers fan. So when I saw Frank beforehand, I go, Frank, they asked me if I gave you a Valentine. I said, not the season, just give me the cheese. Okay. Somebody gave me the seasoning. I don't know who it was. It's really good. The teas are good too. I finally had one of the teas. It's really good. I love the jars. I'm all about mason jars. But tea was good. I had the other night. It was good. I need to tag you in it next time. But I told Frank, so they asked me if I give you a Valentine. I said, fuck Valentine's Day. I didn't give him a Valentine. He laughed so hard. I said, I don't give no Valentines. I hate Valentine's Day. I don't give no Valentines. I said, I love you every day. You're my work husband. And he laughed. He did laugh. Because Frank has a wife and a child, so he got his Valentines. I don't got nobody. I am alone and lonely. I can't get nobody to be with me. So that's my deal. So we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Yeah, I know, Matt. We won't be seeing each other in a couple weeks. It's coming by really fast, and I've been staying home. I don't go nowhere. So I'm coming out for your events, and I'm coming out for Sean's event. That's it. I don't go nowhere. I stay in the house. These COVID-ridden people out here in LA. I'm like, ugh. Everybody in my life has COVID except for me. So I'm like, I'm not going out nowhere. So I'll come out for these 2 events. That's it. And pray I don't get COVID. Shit, that's crazy. I hate to give you a big hug, Matt. I'm gonna give you a hug and not let go. I'm gonna steal you from your husband. Can't wait. But no, but I love Frank. Frank is the bomb. Frank, and Frank and I know each other 7 years. He's the bomb, and he's in the audio dramas world with me. He's doing the General Hospital after show with me. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite humans out there. Like Matt and Chad is my favorite humans in the chat room. And Kirsten Reed's my favorite humans. And Texas Rain family are my favorite humans. You guys show up for me. And so that's the thing. And Frank shows up for me. Once he didn't by accident, he got the dates wrong. But other than that, he always shows up. And that's what it is. And people showing up for you. It's like you put these things, and Matt knows this, other people know this. When you put stuff together, it's not just for shits and giggles. There's a lot of work that goes into planning an event. There's a lot of work that goes into planning an audio drama. There's a lot of work goes into planning a podcast. We make it look easy. That's what we do, make it look easy. But but there's work that goes into this stuff. And, time and energy and sometimes money and everything. Logistics and scheduling. And there's a lot that goes into these things. And when people don't fall through, it's a shame. It's a shame. When people don't take it seriously, it's a shame. He's human. Who's human? Frank's human? Yeah, Frank's human. He is. He may be dead inside, but he's human. He'll tell you himself. Me and Frank. Yeah, we love it. We do. We love it. Frank and I have a natural chemistry. We have from the very beginning. It's so funny. It's so funny. We do. 2 dudes talking smack. That's what we do all the time. And in the public. That's what we do. But he's a very smart guy. Very smart. It's like so the emails to say that. I know. That's what I'm saying, Matt. Trust me. I know. I used to do event management for 11 years for a company before that, and now I do all these things. I mean, my email is always going. I try to get it down. I got it down to 3 today. Now it's down to 3. Yeah, I'm looking at my email right now. Now I'm down to 0. Fine again. But I have 10,000 questions that come to me all the time, and requests, and this, and scheduling, because I do 10,000 interviews. So I know how it is. I know how it is. And it just goes on forever. So God bless Scott for trying to get that, to keep it all together. Because I know you had some changes happen, which happen also. Changes do happen. And you have to roll with the punch, or punches, and just kind of see how it goes. I was talking to Tony Moore yesterday, off camera. He was filming me on some stuff. I just know how it is. It's a lot. It's People who do event stuff, it's admirable. So you have to kind of give them some claps, give them some, as I said, kids say, the flowers, I guess. Frank's human. Yeah, Frank's human. He is. He's not just a robot. The human being. Yes, I love Frank. I do. Frank's mom. He's great. So I have some great co-hosts. So I love it. And you know, I said my first co-hosts were Mark J. Freeman and Peter Ramos ever on any shows with them 7 years ago. And then Tony Moore and Mark J. Freeman and I were the golden age. I say I don't care. We were the golden age edition days. I know Lucretia. I just talked to her yesterday. Miss Lucretia Lyon. I miss talking with her. She's working on some stuff. She's back in Los Angeles. She was in LA during the pandemic. She's getting settled. And so I always tell her, I said she has a place in the show. So does Carla Renata. They have places on the show, but they're both busy. Carla Renata, it's about blown up in the movie world. She's busy. We talk off camera. We're friends. We talk off camera. Same with Lucretia. We're friends also. So hopefully, yeah, Lucretia, hopefully she'll come back on. I know people miss her, and some folks don't. I know, shady. Some folks don't. Oh, and I got a comment about my Daytime Confidential comments. Someone was like, I'm glad you spoke out against them. Thank you. And they told me their feelings. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I tell the truth and shame the devil. I don't care. You treat me like shit, I will respond in kind. That's how I look at it as the Golden Girls. I don't really. So I mean, that's, you know, but I know other folks are like Tony, Mark, and James. We'll probably never be together. I'm friends with Mark. I'm friends with Tony. They don't really talk to each other, so it's just me. Me talking to both of them separately. But who knows? You should never say never, right? Life is very never. You should never say never, except for AfterBuzz. I think it's gone forever. I love being shady. I love it. Now, and I'll tell you, I almost said the other day I would never go back to AfterBuzz. At this point, I have my own network, so at this point I wouldn't go back. But would I go back for a collaboration if things lined up correctly and was beneficial to me? I would say possibly, as Bjork's song is, possibly maybe. You're a Bjork fan, you know that song. Possibly. I'm my own network now. I'm my own AfterBuzz. I'm not gonna go there and do anything. I do want a studio one day. I do. And I have some ideas of where I could have one. But right now with the pandemic, nobody wants a studio. I'm like, nope. That's okay. I'll wait till things things start to slow down again, back to where it's safer again in the streets. And then I might look into a studio. I miss having a studio. But it has been easier. No commute. See, in LA, the no commute is the best thing on earth. Because I used to go to AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV is 35 miles away from me. I don't live in Burbank. I don't live in North Hollywood. I don't live in Hollywood. I don't live in Mid-City. I don't live in West Hollywood. I live down in Inglewood by the water, by the airport, by LAX airport. I love it down here. I'm never leaving. But it's a long, I live by Sony Studios actually down here. It's a long way from the Valley. And I was out there for 7 years, going out there back and forth in the traffic every 4 to 5 days a week. It was crazy. But I learned how to host and produce. So it's not all for naught, but I don't miss that. I don't miss the 2 hours sitting in the car and bumper to bumper traffic. And you're just like, I just want to go home. I just want to take my bra off, put my hair up in a bun, and watch some Days Are Alive. No, I couldn't do that. Cheese and crackers. If you didn't leave by a certain time, you're fucked. Oh my goodness. To my knowledge, when I heard I heard the signs are up still outside. But I heard the inside has been gutted out. That's what I heard. I've not been there personally myself, so allegedly it's been gutted out. But nobody's in there. AfterBuzz TV is a name only. And when I say name only, they just post things. They have no programming coming out. They went on a summer hiatus 2 years ago. during Black Lives Matter, and I know some stuff behind the scenes. That's all I gotta say. So it's gone. I don't know who's running the channel. I think Maria has her own show somewhere else and her own thing. And he told all of us, good luck. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Take our shows with us. I'm like, why would you tell us to take our shows with us if it's going on hiatus? And why would you send your most popular shows away? So I knew something was up. And then I heard they sold some of the equipment and things like that. So I mean, I think it's just a shell of a building. But I know the signs are still out there. I've not been over there in 2 years. I haven't been over there. I haven't been by there. But I have friends who've driven by. Tony used to live down over there. He used to live not far from there. Tony Moore. And so he would go over there and he'd like, James, drove by. Nobody's in there. See what's going on. It's a very interesting space. If I had the money, I would have loved to have bought it and then renovated it some more. Because I need the rooms to be soundproof. They need to be soundproofed more than what they were. But it was a cute setup. And even though I missed the house, the original place, that was the best. But it was a cute setup. And I learned a lot. I really did. I owe a lot of my stuff to AfterBuzz. I learned a lot. And it was funny because I had a radio show at the same time. So I was doing a radio show on my own on the radio. Then I had that. So it was two different worlds that helped each other. Well, Matt, the last time, I mean, AfterBuzz closed June 2020. My last show in AfterBuzz was, I think it was like January or February of 2020. I want to say February, because then, I think it was either January or February, because then I quit like in April of 2020. I quit AfterBuzz right before they closed. I was like, I'm leaving after all these years and blah, blah. I would do it on my own. And then they went out. So the last time I saw you, it had to be 2019. That's it. Because we don't. 2018, I had Bell's palsy, so I wasn't anywhere. I wasn't there. I was at home. So 2019, probably that's when I saw you guys. I think. That's the last time I was there the whole year. I got there in February, and I was there the whole year of 2019, beginning of 2020. Then I quit, and I said I'm gonna do my own thing. And then they had me do a couple of shows with Maria during the whole Black unrest, civil unrest, and then they went out of business. Or should I say closed studio? Yeah, and then so 2019. Yeah, that's how you saw me. So actually, that's 3 years ago. Well, that's 2 years ago, because now it's the beginning of 2022. So that was 2 years ago plus now. We had our little event. That was it. That was it, kids. I mean, I'm shocked. AfterBuzz had the right idea. They really did. They had the right idea. And a lot of us who are long timers saw it slowly. But like I said yesterday, there's a whole bunch of us AfterBuzzers out there who are like, we support each other. We're watching each other. It's like this club we're part of. We're all part of this whole club of this defunct studio that we all, from people like Ebony K. Williams, who's on the Housewives, she's from AfterBuzz. Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls in the Neighborhood, she's from AfterBuzz. AJ Gibson, my buddy. Lauren Ashley Beck, who's on Survivor. I mean, there's a lot of us are from AfterBuzz. It's so crazy. I did. And Frank and Carla, I did check in with them. I did their show. I came back to JH Reports. What's just funny is I gave the network 3 shows. Bold Breakdown left with me because I was one who, me and Tammy did it ourselves. But Y&R and GH still kept going without me. I let them have it. It went on without me. I was doing the mini spotlights over here on my channel. I'm pointing like I'm pointing. And Frank and Carla. I love Carla. I love Carla and Frank. And every once in a while I would check in. I would come on the show, or I called in a couple times. And with them, it was my show. Shit, I started it. I was the creator. Bye, Kirsten. Have a good day. But no, it was a lot of fun. We check it because we're a family. I go, me and Edition Days. I come in that room and just surprise them with no shame. And come on. I always told the story about Malcolm. Michael Maddox was not used to me doing that. And Michael Maddox is a Taurus, like me. And so I was like, I know what he's thinking. And me and Michael, we're close now. We're very close now. But at first, he would look at me like, who's ever coming in here? They can do. And I was like, I run things. I'll do whatever if I want. If I knew the fans love seeing me on audition day, they love seeing me on there. So and Tony didn't care because for him it was ratings, and he didn't care. He liked it. But then Michael started liking it after a while. But I would never tell him when I was coming. I was just walking through. I'm going in. I tell the production staff, of course, I'm going to go in so they can mic me up and tell me where to sit. I'm James Lott Jr., bitches. I do what the fuck I want. That's what I do. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. I think I tell Tammy Govea it was on KCAL 9 both days. I set my DVR to record. They made announcement on Monday's episode. Okay, yeah. So yeah, but no, Aftermath was great. Again, as much shit I talk about them, there was some wonderful stuff, and I keep them. I keep in touch with a lot of them. A lot of them are my friends, and it's funny because Flobo and I weren't friends at AfterBuzz. We met there kind of, but towards the end, he wasn't there that long, and we became friends afterwards. I know Michael Maddox. I love Michael Maddox. I think it's because it was hilarious. I'd walk in, and he'd look at me like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm coming in here, blah blah." And after a while, he was happy to see me. After a while, and then we play off each other. And again, we're both Tauruses, and he'll say something makes you laugh. Yeah, it's fine. It's all. Hey, it was not a tiny. Okay, Rookie wasn't a tiny little show. Decent Days got thousands of thousands of views every week. It wasn't a little show. Oh, this is where now that's shade towards us. Mm-hmm. We throw shade in person. We throw shade to each other all the time. That's what we do. Tony throws shade, calls me old all the time, and I throw shade to everybody. Oh my God, it's Candace Mack. Everybody, shh, shh. Yeah. And Gene Roberts, you guys, routine, like it was Oprah. Oh my God, everybody now we got more. We got more shade happening. Now I got Jay coming making some shade. It's not like it was Oprah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Everybody's like the show, it was one of the most successful shows on AfterBuzz TV. We got thousands and thousands of views on our videos. Yes, it wasn't on network television, but for online, we did very well over there. I'm like, dang it. Like, yeah, not shady. It's Shady Thursday. Apparently, it wasn't. It was the studios were tiny. The studios were tiny. That part's true. But now I got Shady Thursday. All in for the shade. Candace, Matt's on here. Mandis. I just said Mandis. I put both your names together. You're Mandis. That's your love name. No, they're throwing shade at me. I haven't begun to throw shade yet. They're throwing shade at me now. I guess if I give out shade, I gotta take shade. That's what it is, right? If I can't dish it out, then I can't take it. That's right. All of these people talk over there. They both can talk to each other. Throwing shade towards me and our tiny little show. Mm-hmm. We got thousands of views. Thousands. Other shows get nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's like TV. You go. When I first went to Young and the Restless, I was like, what is this? I was like, Crimson Lights was totally tiny. It's tiny. Yeah, it was like, I like that. This studio, I'm like, oh, I get it. It is small. You're like, the way they film it and everything. It's just the way they film it, it looks big. I always remind myself when I go on sets for shows. House, when I did House's set was not that small, actually. It was okay. It wasn't that small. Because I remember I was doing a scene where I do, they call them background and foreground crosses. And here's a little inside tip of stuff. There's a lot of choreography that goes on to background and foreground crossing. So when you're in a scene and you're focusing on the characters who are talking, there's stuff that goes on in background. There's a lot of, it's choreographed. It's okay. I remember one scene, I was the lead. And it was okay, James, you're going to start it off. We're going 3, 2, 1. And I had to walk to a certain area, a certain pacing. So don't walk too fast. Don't walk too small. Too small. I just saw her things in small. I can't say small. Don't walk too fast. Don't walk too slow. I had to walk a certain pacing because it has to look real. And there are times when you're also, they call pantomime acting, where you're talking to somebody, but you're not really talking. But you can't do it so over the top that people are like doing this. They're like, people are like, what's going on there? So it's like, it's kind of one of those things where you have to kind of make it look realistic. So it feels like you're in the background for real. And you're just hearing those characters up front. So there's a lot of work. And so when I cross, then the next person comes out this way, and it's all time. And it has to all look like it's something, like it's just natural. So I learned a lot when I was on House. I learned a lot of stuff. It was very much a thing. So yeah, so everything is great. And then after TV, same thing. It's, hit your marks. Same thing we had. It was like we had our seats. We were placing our seats in a certain way. There are cameras everywhere in the studio. So you had to remember, this is your camera. That's the wide shot. That's your solo camera. That's your camera over here. So we always tell our guests, your camera's right there if you want to talk to the camera. That's the wide camera if you want to talk over there. Like, if there's cameras everywhere, and the engineer had to know when to hit the button to catch your talking and make it seem natural. It didn't always work. There were times it was like, whatever. But it's just, you have to, like, it's choreographed. I mean, and we had some good engineers, and we had some engineers that weren't that good. They weren't that good at all. But a good engineer knows, and see, I had engineers I worked with for years, like Marissa Serafini, or Mark Donica, or there's a few others, or Ryan Nielsen of them. They knew me. They knew my movements, and they knew kind of how I do. So they would ride the rhythm with me. We started to almost become one. Marissa and I especially, we're very much like one. She knows me. She knows my habits. She knows me. Just knows me. So she knows the words I say. She knows how I look at the camera and talk to the camera. I'm one of those who does this thing. I'm like, now this is crazy. Like, I always talk to the camera to people at home when I was in the studio. So she always knew that James at this point is probably gonna do an aside, and she just knew when to catch me. So she did have fun. Her and Tony did a show together where, like I said, there's some dance show, and I'm thinking of the name right now. And in the beginning, had this whole dance music, the music and lights and the camera movements, and it's really funny. And she did it with them, and and Tony would sing at the end of it. It was this funny thing. I'm thinking of the name of the show. I'm thinking of the name of the show right now. It's one of those dance. I think it was Dance Moms. It was Dance Moms, or Hit the Floor. One of those shows. And he was good at that. So that's what's so funny about that too. So yeah. So, but it's all everything. We all make it look easy. Hosting's not easy either. Not everybody can host. I say that with actually no shade. Just some people are not good at it. Some folks, and it can be, you can learn it. Hosting is weird because you can learn it, but also you have to have some kind of natural ability about you. If that makes any sense. You can go to hosting classes, and there's all kinds of stuff that happens here in LA. But it's very much also part of you if you're a good host or not. You're here to entertain. Every show is different, so you have to use a different way you speak and a cadence you speak. Also, you want to get your personality come through, but yet you don't overpower the show. And that's very subjective, obviously, because everybody depends on how every show's different. So I don't know what the wrestling shows, a lot of guys amp up their personality to match the wrestling frenzy. The soap shows, we were very dramatic. We were talking about the show, we were very dramatic and also funny. On Bold and Beautiful, we're crazy on that show. The three of us just talk crazy. And the show is so much fun because the show's so crazy. Oh, you have serious wrestling bitch face. Oh, That's crazy. But it's a handsome resting bitch face. Say that 5 times fast. A handsome resting. Oh my god, I can't even say it. You're just very handsome. I'm just gonna keep hitting on Matt until I just can. That's what I'm gonna do. But no, but being a host, there's some people, and you guys out there will know this. You start watching hosts, like watching them. Some are just so. I think Tom Bergeron from, oh my god, from Dancing with the Stars, one of the best. One of the best. He's just so good. The old Larry King, may he rest in peace. The one of the best. Some people who just are really. You look at other interviewers like they're so bad. They can't interview. They don't let people talk. They overpower their co-hosts. They have people who just are not good hosts. They're not good hosts. And there are others who really do work and chemistry with their co-hosts, the same as like chemistry with actors and chemistry with everything else. They really do. You have to feed off each other. That's why me and Tony we do so well together because we know each other. We have our bells and whistles. We have our sayings. It's 7 years. Frank and I, same thing. It's just it's just one of those things. It's yeah. And so Audition Days, I should mention this because Matt is on here. I'll mention they are doing a live. They're doing a live Audition Days. Yes, in March. So that's what you may want to check out if you want to see how the show is done live. I won't be doing it because I'm not a current host. There's going to be the current host doing it, and they're going to be doing it. So I'm very happy for them. They're going to try this. I think it's something that's very interesting because we've never done a recap live before. We've talked about it, but I've never done one live before. I've never done one on anything. I've done panel discussions, interviews live, but I've never done live. So you're asking, Texas Ranger fan, are we getting afternoon soap talk today? I have to tell you guys, I am flabbergasted. I am gobsmacked. I am speechless. Daytime Today, the reboot, is doing so well that I'm in shock. Audio and video. I'm in shock. It's a huge hit. I'm in shock. I'm in shock for JLJ Media. I'm in shock. So, thank you. I'm like, so there might be one today. I got to decide. I got to see what I'm doing. It's already 10 o'clock. I got 10,000 things to do. So I got to see how my day goes. So make sure you're following on here. Hit that little bell or whatever. Look around 2 o'clock. Let's kind of be aware around 2 o'clock. I might be on. I got to pick the subjects because all the subjects everybody's liked the subjects so far. So, I'm like, okay, I'm picking good subjects. So I don't know. I got to see. So possibly it'll be a daytime today in the afternoon. But I got to take care of some stuff first. So we'll see if I get that stuff done. Then yes. I don't like get some stuff done. I have some editing to do and some things. Again, I'm a one-man show, so I got some editing to do. Then yes. They'll do that. But also, so Matt says there'll be an announcement today tomorrow for live. And okay, good. Okay, so yeah, just check out. If you're not following, Matt, tell people in the chat where they can follow you, guys, for this stuff. I want you guys to put it in the comments. If you're not following already, I know Mandis is following. She's already following you. In your booster, I still gotta get mine too. I haven't got mine yet either. But yeah, it's I've never done a live show with just a recap live, which is not anything. I mean, I can do live. I've done live shows, other stuff, but I just never done one live. So that'll be very interesting to see how they do. But they're doing it. So with their lineups, not me. I'm not doing it live with them. It's them. Actually, I got to decide because it's on a Sunday, and for me, that's my big soap day. I have 3 soaps that day to do. So I'm trying to think. I'm coming to the Saturday stuff. I'm still deciding about Sunday. That's the only problem. Is I have 3 soap shows that are super popular that I have to do. So but they're from the morning to the afternoon. So I don't know. So I could possibly make it. I just got to figure out. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I got a couple of weeks. I got to figure it out. I got to figure that out. But I will be there for the Saturday stuff. Sure. Oh yes, it's a Spectrum. We just said we call him a Spectrum celeb. That's what he wants you to follow. Spectrum Celeb. Spectrum Celebrity Events. They look that up to you and follow them there for that. Because yeah, I know my life's just so busy. I'm running an Empire. Speaking of Empire, see how I did that, girl? Empire is a soap opera. Empire, I loved Empire. I watched every single season of it. Empire, yeah, I know. Well, the drama, I know it will be. It's hard being a media mogul, Matt. Because I actually make money off my shows. Like it's hard being a media mogul. It's hard. I wish I could clone myself. Then you could have a James Lott Jr. You could have a James Lott Jr. You could have a James Lott Jr. Or would that be too many James Lott Jr.'s? Maybe that would be weird. But anyway, yeah, Empire soap. Yes, it's like Dallas. Empire is like Dallas, but black folks and the record business. So yes, I know they have the new Promised Land, which I have DVR, Kings of Napa, which I'm going to DVR and watch yet. So they like the new Falcon Crescences, apparently. So but yeah, I'll be. But at this event, I will be there for sure on Saturday. I will be there, bringing my James Lott Jr.-ness to the mix. So, but yes, I will be there. I will be there for that for sure. For sure. Anyway, I got so many things going on, kids. I'm running a business. Never enough. There are enough of me running around. I don't know if people are ready for 5 or 6 James Lott Jr.'s running around. The world might fall off its axis. The ice caps may finally melt all the way. I don't know. It'd be kind of crazy. I don't know if I can handle. It'd be like Multiplicity, and like the last 2 are like double be idiots running around, just looking like me, running around. I don't know. If I could use a couple more James Lott Jr.'s, trust me, around here. I'd have one in the garden. I'd be in the garden. I have one doing the housework, one doing all this, one doing all that. Yes. Oh, Promised Land is just going to leave. It's going to leave. Is it Promised Land's on what? ABC, CB? I don't know what it's on. It's going to Hulu. So I didn't watch Yellowstone, which I heard is like another soap, basically. And I heard HTA3 is one of the spinoffs. There's so much TV, I can't even get to it. There's so much TV. Like, James, you need to watch Ozarks. I'd love to. I don't have time. I'm busy creating TV stuff. I don't have time to watch anything. I'm busy having time to watch my soaps. I haven't watched any of Young and Restless this week, and I heard it's good. All I've watched this week is General Hospital. I haven't watched Born and Beautiful yet either. I watched Monday, and that's it. I'm not caught up on anything. Usually I'm caught up by now, but I'm so busy. Talking to you guys. But literally after this, I'll make myself some breakfast. I got other things going on. So ABC. Well, also ABC and Hulu, they work together. That's right. So, but I have the first episodes DVR. So at some point, I want to watch them. At some point. Okay, kidlets. I'm getting off. Like I said, there might be a daytime today. Check around 2:00 or so, Pacific Standard Time. We'll see. I got to pull some stuff together out of my hat, see if it works or not. A new Kid Was Crossing will be out later today, episode 4. Check that out. Also, a new Darth Vader Is Your Father will be out today. My wish list of series I like to see on Disney Plus. That's the episode. I have all kinds of stuff out. Big Boba Fett, everything. Okay, I got just JLJ Media has all kinds of stuff. And I have a new album out. It's on SoundCloud. You can download for free. Called Surprise. Go to my SoundCloud, James Lott Jr. You can actually download the songs for free. It's 7 new songs, 2 instrumentals, 5 songs, all done by me and some of my friends. Go over there and check it out. But you'll see. You'll see what's happening. I love you guys. Bye, handsome Matt. I will talk to you soon.